Hey guys, we're here for another sneak peek video at the new unit coming out in CN this week. Shahnaz, is that how you say it? Looks very cool. As always, I'll just do a little translation and then we can take a look at a preview video. A little bit about who this unit is. Not gonna go over everything, but she's like the president of the Chamber of Commerce in Element. They say there's nothing she cannot do. Apparently she suffered from some deep amnesia, which is kind of like a black hole that she's stuck in. That's going to tie into a trait. And then some more things there, breaking free again from the shackles of slavery. Yeah, so the whole black hole theme that she has, very cool. Looks like she also hovers a little in the air. This is Syndra from League of Legends. So Shahnaz from the Element Camp. Okay, so she's Destroyer, Element Camp, as well as Aggression. I can imagine Samantha SB is going to actually boost her a lot here with AoE damage. So maybe they'll work well together instead of replacing one another. The Shahnaz can cause multiple displacement and collision damage to enemies. So she's gonna crowd control, it seems. She can knock backs, maybe pullbacks as well in a large area. At the same time, it causes small damage to friendly enemies. Not sure what they mean by friendly enemies, triggering their hit effect to form a new combination. She can transform into primal power, greatly increasing her magic attack and strengthening her skill effects, and can maintain this state by consuming special brand points. After her star level is increased, she will gain the ability to eliminate the enemy, apply no unyielding, no revive to enemies with less than 10% health, and defeat them directly. Sounds like new mechanics again. Love the new mechanics they're introducing constantly, especially in this Element patch. Okay, looking at a trait, Overcoming Fate. So the skill consumes no energy. Upon activation, attacks allies, dealing minor damage. So like Lukamor, she doesn't consume any energy. She's attacking allies. Interesting. Increase your maximum energy, converting liberation and energy into brand points at the start of the turn. Possesses the additional skill Awakening Original Power. After using it, the player enters a transformed state, significantly increasing their magic attack and strengthening their skill effects. At the end of the action, a certain number of brand points will be consumed. She's now reminding me of Samantha SB. She's reminding me of the Papal units who go into their revelation states. It's a similar state, it seems like. Although she's not from the Papal camp, she's from Element. If the points, I think the brand points, are insufficient, the player will exit the transformation phase. She possesses the aura of the leader of the same faction. The attack and defense attributes of the characters in the faction of the field are improved, and the attack is additionally increased before attacking friendly forces. That last sentence I don't understand. It looks like she's another leader for, is it for Element? And the leadership aura is going to be built into her trait, which is awesome. This gives us another alternative option maybe for Element Camp other than Lukamor. Destiny Gaze is one of her skills. It's an instant decision skill. Mark a target after the use. The skill becomes Destiny Turning. Fate Turn. Select an additional target and move them away from the marked target. Bring them closer together to trigger a collision or swap positions. While in primal power, use the skill to gain an additional action. So this is an instant she's going to use for crowd control to reposition the enemy and damage them, it seems. And then you can even get another action if she's in a revelation state or her primal state. Original Vientiane Resonance. Passive attacks are immune to stat restraints, and damage to allies is reduced to 1. Not sure what the translation is telling us here. Is it just going to be 1 damage you do to your allies? Before hitting an ally, this skill increases their attack, damage and maximum range, and makes them immune to enemy knockback. This effect is granted to the ally at the start of the action. Okay, now I understand why she's attacking her allies. If you equip this skill, this passive skill, then she won't be doing a lot of damage to her allies. Instead, when she hits her allies with her skills, she's going to increase their attack, damage, and their maximum range, which is quite significant, and make them immune to knockbacks. Destiny Endless Black Hole, magic damage. This one has the Release the Shackles tag. So if she has a certain amount of liberation stacks, the skill will improve. Consumes a brand or scorch points to unleash attacking targets around the designated location multiple times. While in a primal force state, targets within range are pulled towards the target location multiple times, causing collisions. Just a crazy black hole. Maybe this is the ultimate skill. Multiple, AoE hits on the enemy and multiple collisions on the enemy as well. So these are some of the cool skills that they're giving us a sneak peek of. Let's take a look in the video and how these actually look. Okay, so yeah, they're talking about a trait, and she doesn't consume any energy with the skills, and they're also mentioning that she can attack her allies. So you see there, that's her ally. That's Yajena's crystal that she can summon. It's your ally, so she can attack her own ally, and then when she attacks this guy, he's actually triggered and he doesn't attack. Okay, they're also mentioning here that she can increase her energy limit, so you can see she's increased the energy limit over there. And then she will convert her energy as well as her liberation stacks into these brand points over here. That's her little gauge that she has there. She wants to fill that thing up. Now they're talking about her additional skill, where she can enter into her transformation state. You can see she will be glowing a little bit, and then it's going to increase her magic attack and skill effects as well. I think the skills are glowing there. Yeah, so this skill is glowing here. It's very similar to Samantha SB. So at the end of a turn, at the end of her action, she's gonna consume a certain amount of these brand points from there. She's got this instant skill, decision skill, where she can mark one enemy. And if we just go here, now she can use this skill over here to sort of reposition the enemies as well. You can use one of those decisions to, she knocked back that enemy. He'll be knocked back away from the enemy you designated. You can also pull the enemy to the designated enemy. Now when she's in this state, when she's in her state and she uses the skill, she can act again. Now they're just talking about the fact that she can, with that passive skill we looked at, she can reduce the damage she's doing to her allies to, it's literally just to 1. And now they're mentioning that when she attacks allies, it increases their range, their attack stats and things like that, their damage and things. Right, so now they're talking about her sort of ultimate skill. This is the one where she does multiple waves of her attack. And they say it requires these brand points to release. And I think you can select a location to release this skill on instead of selecting an enemy, which is always more versatile if you can select a tile, for instance, to launch the attack. So the attack will launch multiple times. It even hits your allies. And then it will pull enemies as well towards the designated location that you've selected. So you select a location and then all enemies get sucked to that sort of location. Sucked into that black hole, so to speak. And multiple times. You can see they're taking damage because they're knocking into one another as well. So there you can see her allies also getting pulled in there. Yajena and her crystal getting pulled in. Although if she has that other passive skill, then your allies are only taking 1 damage, which triggers the crystal as well. Yeah, so she's very cool, very awesome. This unit is basically Syndra from League of Legends. The developers are real League of Legends fans. I'm not gonna promote that game, it's a very toxic game. But the whole Syndra mechanics with the Dark Energy Ball, and even Oriana with her orb, where she pulls enemies towards her orb. It's all ideas. I love it though, I'm not complaining. Super cool unit. New mechanics again. She is similar to Samantha SB in a lot of ways, I think. In terms of the fact that they both go into their sort of revelation states, and then their skills improve. Both are doing AoE, both are aggression. Samantha SP is an aggression leader. She's gonna be a leader for the element camp, so that's pretty cool. You can use her for your element units. Not sure if she is the element. It just says that she has a leadership aura in her trait that increases your attack and defense. This element patch, man, it just keeps getting better. These units, I'll be covering most of these units in the future, but even these skills just look so cool. So we've only seen 3 skills. There's gonna be a lot more other skills she has as well that we can take a look at a later date, hopefully. Hopefully I can get this unit to do a translation on this unit. I'm not sure if I'll be able to, but we'll see. Anyway guys, that's gonna be all for this one. Have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next one.